Welcome to the studio for Mythconceptions, Yoga Mythconceptions. Today's myths are brought to you by degenerative disc disorder, ruptured discs, and all kinds of other spine-related injuries. I want to talk about twists. Twists. First of all, where do we even start? I don't write these. I decide the subject I want, and then I pop on the camera. Twists. One of the biggest issues. You know what? Let's talk about twists correctly first. Allow me to introduce you to my skelly boy. Okay? Check this out. Trying to make sure. Okay. This is your thoracic spine. Thoracic spine is everywhere a rib is connected to a vertebrae. This is your lumbar spine. You can see how the lumbar vertebrae overlap each other quite a bit. They go like this. And then the one under here, right, they overlap the body. Watch out that they're swinging on, right? See? These lumbar vertebrae are not meant to twist. Any type of movement they have there, it's very little. We're talking single degrees. You have up to, on average, 30 degrees or so. People are different, of mobility throughout the thoracic spine, and that's with all of the thoracic vertebrae engaged. The thoracic spine gets stiff from being hunched over, from driving, or from using a phone or a laptop. Just bad posture, right? Our Tadasana spine broadens that whole area. Cats and cows get a lot of movement through that area. And twists get a lot of movement through that area. When we twist, and I'm going to twist here from my hero's pose. When we twist, in its simplest form, we're keeping our thumbs right on our sternum, that bone right there, and we're twisting through the thoracic spine. Our hips are chill here. There might be a little bit of movement, that's fine, but we're not twisting from those hips. We can deepen this by bringing this shoulder away from the spine and bringing this shoulder towards the spine. Okay, so we can twist this way, then we can twist this way, then we can gaze over that left shoulder and look out the corner of the left eyes and really get the cervical spine involved in there. And then we can breathe. That's fine. If we want to get our arms involved, ideally, we want to keep our arms in the alignment with the thoracic spine. So you don't want, you're going to be able to do this here, you don't want your arms twisting in some wild way. It's not contributing to movement in the thoracic spine. Why do we do all of this? We talk a lot about particular joints when we're talking about functional yoga, and it's because if you're trying to cultivate more movement through the thoracic spine, because it's stiff, because of disuse or bad posture or an injury or age or any combination thereof, then the way to cultivate more mobility through that space is to use that space correctly. If we enter into a twist and our arms are coming way away and they're not in line with that thoracic spine, they're not contributing anything to that movement. What we're doing there is we're moving through the arms, through the shoulder joint, not through the thoracic spine. That's not in and of itself bad, especially if it's intentional. But oftentimes people twist this way and don't know. They're moving from a mode of unawareness. At worst, we can cause injuries. We see this if people are trying to leverage great big twists. They don't need to do that. I used to do that. I now know that there's There's no real need to do that, and it just torques everything real good. In fact, what it can do is it can put a lot of pressure on our discs, and it can cause injuries over a lifetime. 5, 10, 20 years of practicing yoga, you can cause degenerative disc problems. This is not something I'm making up. This is something that has been cataloged and written about by others. My word is not the last word on these mythconceptions. I hope, I would hope that if you hear something here, it inspires you to go look into it some more. I try to get my data from physical therapists and orthopedic sources, but I really, would say go double check some of this stuff. So that's correct twisting in a nutshell. We see some different habits, like if you're in chair, you'll come way forward. A lot of times, let's say you're in crescent. Somebody will say, come forward before you twist. A lot of times, some of these movements are designed to get us back into a correct neutral Tadasana spine. If we twist from a Tadasana spine to begin with, we don't have to add these extra movements. So that's something to consider. And I know there's going to be a bunch of people who are like, wait a minute, that's bullshit. Think about it. Call me up, we'll talk. Twisting from crescent or whatever, revolve, triangle, like it doesn't matter. If we're starting in a place with a neutral spine and then we twist, we don't need to add extra movements like moving our weight forward, or etc. Utkatasana is a great example. Good Tadasana spine and Utkatasana, and then a twist does not require us to move forward, nor does it require us to grab the knee, the arm on the knee. Whether there's a benefit there or not is, it can be debatable depending on the alignment of the person and their physical capabilities. I say no. In my personal practice, I do not leverage my twists. I work really hard to have all of the mobility that I can have in my spine from a neutral spine, and I don't feel a need to twist them. If we want to add arms, if we start here, let me come back to my heroes. If we start here and twist, and then extend the arms, of course I have a wall behind me. This can help us keep the arms in line with the thoracic vertebrae and spine. Ribs. This can help us keep so that we're not doing this. Okay, we're not twisting over here, or then we're going to go over here, right? And the arms are not doing anything there. So the arms can come here, and then we can twist as a way to check in. That'll help keep the arms in line with the vertebrae and the ribs. What don't twists do? They don't wring out your guts. That's a myth. People think that when you're getting into these twists that we're squeezing our gut. I mean, could it be true? I mean, they call the abs the washboard. So, like scrubbing up. No, none of that. No, that's all bullshit. You don't rinse out. Your guts have their own detoxifying systems. There are some proven methods to assist with flushing out the system. I'm not going to get into that. But we are going to say that twisting does not help wring out your organs. If that was if that was true, then sit-ups would be just gangbusters, right? Just like, oh yeah, oh so clean, I can feel it, right? Your organs do their own thing. Twisting is for the vertebrae in the thoracic spine. I've extended this video way longer than I meant to. It's way over 5 minutes. I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you found something useful here. Namaste.